I'd like to thank my family and our record label and our true fans.
Despite the success of that album, Kurt Cobain continued to struggle with personal problems. His illness, his bad stomach, which he sometimes very briefly treated with heroin, and his ongoing depression, which will be familiar to anyone who comes from a broken home. However, the thing that seemed to turn his life around was the birth of his daughter, Frances Bean, which came around the time of the 1992 Video Music Award show, after which we talked to Nirvana, and here's what we found.
Playing a homecoming gig to 15,000 Seattle natives and having the success they've had over the last year and a half is something Nirvana never dreamed of. Or is it?
Oh, absolutely. I knew it. I was certain of it. I bet all the money that I had, I bet it all. And I won. These are the faces of the stars. This is where the money is. We had some pretty rough times in the past, you know. I lived off Van PM corn dogs for about almost 5 years, maybe a year. I think we lived together about 9 months. Because you get 3 for 99 cents. You have 1 for lunch, 2 for dinner, maybe. You know, just try to be humble because it's not going to last forever. You know, a few more years and take what you can get, kind of be a little frugal. Life goes on.
With a never-ending stream of bands coming out of Seattle, the guys in Nirvana feel that this northwestern city has had its time in the spotlight.
It's gotten a bit out of hand. We were in Portland yesterday, places like Calamity Jane and Poison Idea. There's some like performance art going on down there, and Portland's kind of a sister city, northwest city in Seattle. It seems so much more unadulterated and real. It made me feel good. It made me feel kind of whimsical, too, of what was once in Seattle.
The fourth member of our interview with Nirvana was Frances Bean Cobain, Kurt Cobain's 3-week-old daughter. Her dad told us how fatherhood is going.
Yeah, it's a bit wet. Nipples are really sore. I haven't had to really change her diapers yet. Before the man needs to do that. She's perfect. I'm just teaching her how to cuss and put people off.
Kurt Cobain and his great band Nirvana. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Don't go away. Cobain, leader of Nirvana, who was found dead in Seattle on Friday morning, apparently a suicide. Things seem to be going very well for Nirvana, with Nevermind was a massive hit, and they followed it up with a very unusual record called In Utero, released last fall, produced by Steve Albini, the uncompromising Chicago producer. It took Kurt Cobain's ideas in exactly the direction he wanted to go. Whether or not they were losing touch with their audience remains to be determined, but we went out and talked to some people on the street about Nirvana, and then took those tapes and showed them to the members of Nirvana itself. Here's what we heard.
A lot of the lyrics I thought were just thrown in. I mean, they could have deeper meaning, and I tried to really analyze them. But some of these lyrics just seem like, I think if I was stoned when I listened to it, did I anymore?
Yeah. I'm in college. Target marketing.
The first couple of songs were pretty good. The fourth song, Rate Me, I was not too happy with that song. I found it kind of offensive.
Anti-rape song. I don't know, I just thought, got tired of people trying to put too much meaning into my lyrics, you know, being too, not making that sense, you know, so I decided to be really blunt and bold. But we had an idea of a sound that we've been wanting for a long time, you know, because of Steve Albini's production from one other bands like Breeders and SACs and stuff like that. It's just that sound that we really like, and that sounded so natural and real, and it hasn't really
beautiful ambience to it.
On the record it says recorded by, doesn't say produced by.
Epic. He's like Mr. Epic.
Yeah, but we did $2 million. That's true.
Up until now, Kurt Cobain has been the musical force behind Nirvana, writing all the music and lyrics to their songs. But for the track Scentless Apprentice on their new album, all three members collaborated for the very first time.